Is Australia the deadliest place on Earth? Just picture Texas with its oversized features, then imagine Australia, where everything is more lethal. This country is a hotbed for dangerous creatures, boasting more venomous species than nearly any other place on the planet. Indeed, when it comes to venomous critters that can kill you, Australia is the reigning champion. It's home to 20 of the 25 most deadly snakes in the world, including the top 11. It also has the cassowary, one of the few birds capable of killing humans. The danger doesn't stop with snakes and birds. Australia teems with deadly beings like saltwater crocodiles, great white sharks, a variety of venomous spiders, and potent jellyfish. Need more proof? This continent hosts some of the biggest insects globally, has killer pine cones, and has experienced the 3 largest wildfires of the 21st century. The list of deadly features in Australia seems endless. But believe it or not, ancient Australia was even more menacing. I'm not talking about dinosaurs here, but about an era ruled by giant monitor lizards and massive land crocodiles. This perilous time peaked around 50,000 years ago, precisely when humans first arrived. Talk about bad timing. Back then, reptilian predators ruled Australia, not mammals. Anyone stepping onto this land back then would have instantly realized they were in a world of danger, facing creatures straight out of their worst nightmares. The quinkana, a true marvel of prehistoric Australia, wasn't merely a creature resembling a crocodile but a formidable crocodilian that mastered the terrestrial domain. Thriving during the Pleistocene era, it dominated the food chain, striking terror in the hearts of the fauna of its time. Unlike the aquatic crocodiles we know today, the quinkana's unique anatomy set it apart. Its skull, distinctively different from its aquatic cousins, displayed features that bewildered scientists for years until it was placed in a category of its own. Its elongated legs, a rarity among crocodilians, kept its massive body elevated above the harsh terrain, allowing it to maneuver swiftly in pursuit of prey. This adaptation was crucial for its survival in diverse habitats, ranging from dense forests to arid plains. Interestingly, the quinkana's toes resembled hooves, a trait uncharacteristic of typical crocodilians, and its tail, flattened yet stiff, was poorly suited for swimming but perfect for balance and sudden, agile movements on land. This configuration hints at an evolutionary path distinctly different from its water-loving relatives, focusing on speed and terrestrial agility. The quinkana was not just formidable in size, but also in prowess. Adults typically measured about 10 feet, with a hefty weight of around 440 pounds, mirroring the build of a modern-day medium-sized American alligator. However, certain colossal specimens could stretch up to 20 feet, weighing as much as the larger predators today. This size advantage allowed the quinkana to hunt and subdue a variety of mammals, occasionally including humans, according to fossil evidence. The quinkana's teeth were its most terrifying feature. Each tooth was a masterpiece of predatory evolution, blade-like, compressed, and heavily serrated, reminiscent of the lethal teeth found in theropod dinosaurs. These ziphidont teeth were not just for display. They were designed to tear through flesh and bone, enabling the quinkana to consume prey significantly larger than itself. This dental arrangement made it one of the most dreaded predators of its time, capable of delivering fatal bites that could cleave through the toughest hides and muscles. The terror of the prehistoric Australian landscape was not limited to the quinkana. Sharing this ancient world was Megalania, a colossal monitor lizard, which holds the title for the largest terrestrial lizard known to have existed. Scientifically recognized as Varanus priscus, Megalania was a giant among giants. Paleontologists have debated its size, with conservative estimates placing it at a minimum of 11 feet long and weighing around 348 pounds. However, the upper size estimates are truly staggering, suggesting it could reach lengths of up to 26 feet and weigh as much as 2 tons. Such dimensions would make it not just a giant lizard but a super predator capable of dominating every creature in its path. Megalania's lifestyle and hunting strategies remain subjects of intense research and speculation. Like modern monitor lizards, it likely possessed a combination of muscular power and sharp, cutting teeth, which would have made it an apex predator in its ecosystem. The sheer size of Megalania suggests it could take on large prey, including other formidable predators, and large herbivores that shared its environment. Megalania, the giant monitor lizard from prehistoric Australia, was equipped with features that made it one of the most feared predators of its era. Its teeth were not just sharp, but like razors, able to cut deep into its prey. This powerful bite, along with strong jaws, meant that once Megalania bit into something, it was almost impossible for the prey to get away. Interestingly, like some of its modern relatives, Megalania might have had venom. This venom, possibly similar to what some venomous snakes have, could stop blood from clotting, leading to shock and severe infections in its victims. Such an ability would make sure that any prey that got away initially wouldn't survive for long, highlighting Megalania's status as a top predator. In the same ancient landscapes of Australia, there was also Wombats, a huge snake that could scare anyone who's afraid of snakes. Wombats was part of a now extinct family of snakes called Matsoidae and grew up to 20 feet long. Its massive size was similar to the largest modern pythons, such as the Burmese python, though it hunted differently. Wombats was not venomous, but it was a powerful hunter. It would hide and wait for animals to come by to drink water, then surprise them, quickly wrapping around them and squeezing until they could no longer breathe. This silent and effective way of hunting made it a dominant force in its environment. However, Wombats was different from many snakes today because its head was smaller and couldn't bend much. Unlike other snakes that swallow their prey whole, Wombats had to use a more violent method. It would use its sharp teeth to tear off pieces of its prey or even pull out their insides. Australia's mammals were just as crazy. Take the Thylacoleo, for example. This marsupial predator, often called the marsupial lion, was the largest mammalian predator in Australia's history. Adults were the size of a European wild boar, and the largest ones were as big as fully grown female lions and tigers. Despite its name, the Thylacoleo was more closely related to koalas. The Thylacoleo had a smaller brain, which gave it more space for dense muscles and sturdy bones, leading to the strongest bite pound for pound of any known mammal. It could bite with the same force as a lion 2.5 times its size, allowing it to take down prey 15 times heavier than itself. Its unique teeth, resembling large incisors and flat blades, made it an efficient killer. Its powerful muscles and bizarre teeth worked together to pierce and sever vital parts of its prey, killing them in less than a minute. The Diprotodon, an extinct marsupial related to the wombat, was massive, weighing up to 3.85 tons, equal to a fully grown Asian elephant. This size made it durable and challenging to hunt. Despite being a strict vegetarian, the Diprotodon had a surprisingly strong bite, capable of breaking a human's femur. Prehistoric Australia was not just a land of beautiful scenes, but also a place where the drama of ancient life played out, showing some of the most incredible animals that ever existed. Among these were the giant birds called Geniornis, part of the Dromornithidae family, or thunderbirds. These massive birds were taller than humans, standing at about 6.5 feet and weighing as much as a quarter of a ton. Although they looked scary, these huge birds ate plants. Their diet was mostly leaves, fruits, and maybe seeds, which they picked from the ancient plants around them. The physical features of the Geniornis were very impressive. They had strong bones that supported their big bodies and helped them survive in tough conditions. Their beaks, although mainly used for picking food, were strong enough to be used for protection against predators. Their sharp claws weren't the main way they defended themselves, but were still useful for keeping dangers at bay. As these thunderbirds moved through the thick bushes and tall trees of ancient Australia, they might have met many other large animals, each adapted to live in this challenging world. What if these giant creatures were still around today? Would we treat nature better, or would we try to control it? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you like this peek into the ancient world, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more.